Cadwell Park is a unique circuit for a number of reasons. One of the more famous ones that people know about is the section called the Mountain, where with the right angle, speed and acceleration you can jump. Always exciting and draws the crowd. The less known features are it's the narrowest track in the championship. It's also very physical, probably equal with Alton Park for the strength and energy required just to do a lap on a superbike. It has quite a good flow of corners left and right, so it's not historically known for being hard on tyres. It's got an equal balance. I'm entering the circuit for evening practice, take a look over my shoulder, check no one's coming. On a racing lap I'd be up to 5th gear, jumping on the brakes back to 4th. Change of direction, this apex not critical, going wide up to the left side of the track and then down to this apex which is critical as it leads onto the straight. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th gear, and then hard braking as it flattens out here back to 2nd, and then accelerate, shifting up to 3rd, a long right-hander here, Chris curve, hold 3rd all the way, and then braking, staying in 3rd, change direction, the gooseneck, trying to run off the track on the right here, which is quite easy to do, hard braking back to 2nd here for Mansfield, short sharp acceleration and then braking again into this chicane. This is all in 2nd. Now braking for the mountain section, so late apex on the left to open up the right and hopefully get a big jump. Now entering Hall Bends, again still in 2nd, just over this rise, hard braking back to 1st gear for what they call the hairpin, and then short shift into 2nd gear for Barn, which is the last corner onto the start-finish straight. The geography of where the track is laid has a lot of elevation change, so an extreme variety of up and down hills. Then there's the two very distinct halves of the track, the first being very fast and flowing, and the second very stop-start, tight and twisty with the chicanes. So if there were no stopwatches and you had the place to yourself, it would be the perfect track. But when you line up on the grid with 30 other adrenaline-filled, result-thirsty racers, well, it's not fun anymore. Cadwell Park racetrack was established in the 1930s and grew to the current layout that we know today in 1962. So I don't think anyone involved with the design of the circuit had any ideas of motorcycle jumping. but with great development in motorcycle performance since those times, we're now able to get airborne. Everyone knows that the objective of being at the racetrack is to go as fast as possible. So in those early days, you would go through the chicane and come over a nice rise with a possible wheelie. Where nowadays we've got enough power and acceleration where as you come out the chicane and accelerate up the hill, as the ground flattens out, the bike leaves the ground momentarily, and you get all these photographs of the bikes being in the air. A recent resurfacing and reprofiling of that area of the track has made it more difficult to jump, but that doesn't deter anyone from trying. I'm often asked, how do you jump? Well, physically I'm not doing anything special with my body that allows me to do it. It's just the jump surface itself that is projecting the bike in the air. I'm only facilitating it by carrying as much speed as I can through the chicane before accelerating as hard as I can right until the last moment where the bike takes off, and then controlling the angle and position of the bike with some input through the bars and feet, just to try and keep the bike going in a nice direction so it lands smoothly. I've become quite known for my antics and jumping at Cadwell, and people will often ask why it is that I jump the most and most regular and the highest, and I can assure you I'm not the only one. There are others that do jump and they do it well, but I think the reason that I do it the most regularly throughout the race and practices is because I'm not intimidated by it. I come from a motocross background and I understand the jump and what's involved. I have crashed over the jump before because of mistakes made, but I understand what's expected, so I can control to the best of my ability the variables, and position myself in the right place and accelerate or decelerate at the right moment to keep things as controlled as possible and minimize the chance of risk.